What's up, everybody? It's your man's KJ the Great, dropping another edition of All Sports Media TV. First, I want to say, I hope and pray everything is great your way. Now, we about to talk about it. We got some interesting news in the sport of boxing. I'm a little bit late, but I still wanted to talk about this. And we are going to talk about the former undisputed junior middleweight champion, Jermell Lions Only Charlo, who is 35 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 19 wins by way of knockout. He's coming off of a bad looking loss against the current undisputed super middleweight champion, CANELO Alvarez, who is 60 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws. Now, in that fight, Jermell Charlo, he didn't commit to anything, didn't commit to his jab, didn't commit to any punches, felt real content to try to move around and avoid and not get knocked out. Just to say you didn't get knocked out by Canelo, essentially. Now, we know going into that fight, let's get down to the business. So, going into that fight, the WBO had said that they were going to strip Jermell Charlo at the end of that night because he was originally scheduled to face TYSZU, who is the current WBO junior middleweight champion. They were supposed to fight January of last year, but Jermell Charlo suffered a broken hand in training camp, and it got him out of that fight. And then along came the opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez. I mean, who wouldn't take that fight? You know, if you win, you beat Canelo Alvarez. That's a legacy fight. You know, you lose, you get a bag to go with it. But nonetheless, um, he was stripped of his WBO title. Now, within the sanction bodies, you got to remember they all have a system of how they do their mandatory challenges. So, you know, one challenger is up, after that one's satisfied, then the next, and so on and so forth. So he was supposed to face TYSZU, got stripped of the WBO title, and then uh, he was supposed to have a purse bid with the IBF's mandatory Makazidov. I believe I can't say that name, man. It's Russian or something like that. But he was supposed to go to a purse bid with that fighter, but he relinquished the title. He dropped it, the IBF title, International Boxing Federation. If you didn't know, um, so after that, now we're at the news that we're at right now, and he has been stripped of his full champion status and placed as the champion in recess by the WBC. He still has his WBA title and his Ring Magazine title, but by the WBC, they placed him as champion in recess, meaning, you know, it's been so long since you defended your title. It's been a while since you've been in the ring, defending that title, facing the guys who are within the ranking systems. So, yeah, they stripped him of that title. And now the WBC president has stated and let inform the PBC Premier Boxing Champions, who's now signed with Amazon Prime. That's where they'll be releasing their fights through. They let them know that they will be sanctioning a fight on their first pay-per-view, March 30th, between the towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora, who is 20 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 13 wins by way of knockout. He'll be taking on Sarhi Bakuchuk. Can't really say that name, but I'm gonna say it like that. Bohuchuk. Excuse me. They'll be sanctioning that fight, and that'll be the first fight on the main card of that night. So that'll be the first world title fight on this new deal between the PBC Premier Boxing Champion and Amazon Prime Video. Again, that's March 30th on the undercard of TYSZU versus Keith Thurman. Now, this is all an interesting scenario because if Sebastian Fundora goes ahead, Sirhi is a rising prospect. He's a good fighter, but he's a prospect. He's rising and looking to do some damage in the division. But back to what I was going to say. If Sebastian Fundora wins this fight, we know he's coming off of a loss last year where he was stopped by Brian Mendoza. In the I think it was the 7th round of that fight, he was knocked out. Um, he wins this fight. Now you got all 4 belts dispersed between the junior middleweight division. So what does that entail for the potential of Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford coming into the division after their rematch? I'll say that after their rematch. There'll be titles everywhere in this division. You know, you got TYSZU, you got whoever's going to be the IBF title, you got the winner of this who will hold the full champion status, and Jermell Charlo still has the WBA title. So for me, I think this is really, really, really tough move. And I think they placed Jermell Charlo in this position because he was recently had, some allegations of him with like domestic assault on a woman. And then reports coming out that there wasn't a woman, it was a man, trans, still a man. But um at the end of the day, he's got to get through that. So I think that they're seeing that it'll probably be a little while before he's able to get back in the ring. Let's just hope he don't get stripped of the WBA title or placed in champion in recess as well, because we want to see Jermell Charlo back in the ring, uh, back within his weight class, fighting the fighters who are the best in the weight class. I still want to see him take on TYSZU. I can't wait to see if he'll be able to take on Terrence Crawford. But who knows? So at this point, that's all I got for you guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Oh yeah, for people who don't know, before I get out of here, Jermell Charlo became undisputed back in May of 2022 when in a rematch when he knocked out Brian Castano. He had a draw with Brian Castano in that first fight. But yeah, y'all know he's not even unified no more. He still holds the ring title and WBA title. That's it. But that's all I got for you guys. Make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for following. Follow me on my Instagram at All Sports Media TV. Follow me everywhere at All Sports Media TV. I'm on everything at All Sports Media TV these days. So make sure you tune in because I got a bunch of updates coming for you. Thank you. Peace.